I guess let's start today. Let's try to learn something new today. Did I not solve one yesterday? But wasn't on time, I think. Okay. Cyclically rotating a grid. You're given m by n integer matrix grid where m and n are both even integers, and an integer k. Matrix is composed of several layers, which is shown in the below image. Each color is its own layer. Okay. Cyclically rotating each layer in the matrix. In the counterclockwise direction. An example is shown below. Okay, return the matrix after applying k cyclic rotations to it. So k cyclic rotations before, rotations after. Okay, after one rotation, this is after two rotations. Okay. And I can have 10 to the power of 9 rotations. Okay, let's think about this. Let me go my. Okay, so what's given is our number of rows and columns are even, right? So we have a number of rows equal to even and columns are even. Okay, and let's say if I had a matrix of 2 by 2, right? If I cyclically rotate it, like for example here I have what, 1 2 3 4 elements, and there's 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then there's this counts twice. Our 0th element and edge elements are always counted twice, so we can minus 2. So for each rotation, each layer, right? So there's how many layers? I have outer layer and there's an inner layer. So deciding layers is also a different scenario. So how do I decide layer? So first thing is, first question there is how to decide a layer. Then since k is large, can be somehow reduced with modulus, right? Modulus, like for each layer, right? Because for example, this example, one after 4 rotations, our thing is same. So after m times n rotation, or m plus n, so if I have 4 and 6, so how many for this element to come back to this position, how many loops will I need? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 and 16 loops, right? So that is 4 times 1 2 3 4 number of rows, 4 and 1 2 3 4 5 6 equals to, right? So I have to minus these 1 2 and 3. So right, I start at the top corner. So for this one, or let's consider this example here, for 1 to rotate all the way and come back to this position, how many elements do I have? Like 1 2 3 4 and lengthwise, and height-wise is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So that's 4 times 4 and 6, right? So I have like number of rows for that is, number of columns equals to 4, and number of rows is 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6. The thing is, this is counting twice. We're counting one in the rows and also in columns, but let's go one by one for now. So for first rotation, 1 goes here, right? Second rotation is here, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15th, and at 16th rotation our 1 is back at, so outer loop will be to its original position. Okay, so how do we get 16? So that is, how many times is 1 and 4 coming? So that will be, I will have to minus. So how many rotations? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rotations on each side. Then I have 2 rotations at the bottom. Right, 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 8. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 here, 4 rotations here, and 4 on the top. Is there another example? So what about the inner loop? Let's think about this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And for 1 to come back, I have what? 2 columns, and 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So that should be 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 2, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 equals to the number of elements. So length of, so what I do is length of the column, the number of element, number of row. So number of rotations needed, what would that be? It would be, so how would I decide? For the k to complete one full rotation in layer, what would be d? K should be equals to number of columns in that layer plus, so for example, if I'm at 1, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, 4 rows, sorry, equal to number of rows in that layer times 2, right? Times 2 plus how many columns I have, number of, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is equal to number of columns times 2, and we do minus, since this all edges are counted twice, minus 4, right? So that will be row plus columns times 2 minus 4. So the equation here should be 4 plus 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? There's 4, number of rows are 4, number of columns are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So that is 4 plus 6, 10, right? 10 times 20 minus 4, 16. Okay, so we simplify it by number of columns plus number of row or we could see it, an easier way to write is perimeter times 2 minus 4. So for example, here, what's the perimeter here? So I have number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So it's 2 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 times 2, 12 minus 4. That should be 6 times 2 minus 4, or sorry, 12 minus 4, 8. So that should be 8 rotations, right? So we should always divide k by this for each layer. So for each layer, modulo k by integer mod equals to by mod k equals to k modulus mod. Okay, so this much is clear at each rotations. And now, so we have adjusted our k. So is it only 2 layers? Okay, and then we go for the outer layer. So we will only loop a number of rows or column divided by 2, right? So only half. Okay, so if I'm given this, there's only one outer array, that is, and for k is 1. And what do? We have to swap elements in. Okay, so how do we swap elements in a bigger, for example here, where for the outer loop we are not traversing any, so we are only in a counterclockwise fashion. So r, for each value, what am I doing? Once I get k, for example, if k is 1, or the element 1 goes to, so column 1 row 0, for each element the row, if it's, so for each element we check their index. If it's in, okay, so if I am to loop, okay, my pen, okay, now next thing I have to decide is how do I loop only outer at a time. Aren't they given us any hints? First you have to consider each layer separately as an array. So for each layer separately as an array, just cycle the array and then reassign it. It's a good thing. So how do I leave outer to one at a time? Okay, so let's say if I were to do, so let's say if I have 1, 2, 3 and 4, I have a 4 by 4, right? And then I do row equals to 0, column equals to, we start at 0, 0. I only want to traverse 2 times, right? So for row should be less than equal to half of the row's length divided by 2, row plus plus, and column must also be less than equal to column divided by 2, column plus plus. So for first, how do I, so if I have, the hint they've given us is to add it into an array for each loop. Integer, let me have an array list, because every time, let me initialize an array list inside. Like let's say I have an array list called something, so let me say ABC or equals to an array list, and I will add each element. So first row is 0 and column is 0, I add that element, so 0, 0 gets added, and then column, how many columns is it will loop less than, so 0 and 1, 0 and 1, right? So first 0, 0 gets added, then 0, 1 gets added, right? So I add what, 1, 2, 3 and 4 for the first column 0, then my row starts 1. So I always need to make sure, so here is 0, 0, this is 0, 1, 1, 0, 2, 0 and 1, 2, 1. So while our column is less than 1, 0, this is 2, 0, 3, 0, 3, 1, 3 2 3 3. Let me just map everything. 2 2 2 3 1 0 1 1 1 2 1 3 0 2 and 0 3. Okay, while our row number is row number should always be how do I loop is the thing. So if I have row number is 0 for row 1, or column can be greater than row number, but when a row number equals to 1, I only want to add elements. For the outer loop, what decides our inner loop? Inner loop is decided by when our 1 1 1 2 2 1 and 2. What is the pattern here? Let me start the timer as well. So what is the pattern? Okay, let's see. So far, let me draw it for you guys, so I don't want to just talk with nothing on my blackboard. Okay, so I have a 4x4 on my paper, right? So okay, I don't need to save changes. Okay, so 4x4, and I have what? This is 0 0 0 1 0 2 0 3 1 0 1 1 1 2 1 3 2 0 2 1 2 2 2 3 3 0 3 1 3 2 and 3 3, right? So this is what I have, and right now I only want my outer loop elements in my array list, or like in an array, right? So that's what I'm trying to decide. How will we only get the outer elements? So what's common between all the outer elements? Our row number is 0, column is 0, and which order do I want my elements to be in? Like if I'm going counterclockwise, right? So if I have them clockwise, that is fine, right? Or no, first for row 1 equals to 0. How do I want? So do I want these elements first? So 1 2 3 4 first, and then this element, this element, this element, or should I go like down first, then counterclockwise? I have to go either clockwise or counterclockwise to store the elements. So how do I do it? For row 0, I add all the elements. For each row, do I go row by row or column by column? Is column better? No. How do I add elements? Okay, let's look at the hint again. Close this. Okay, so you first need to consider each layer separately as an array. Just cycle this array and reassign it. Like for example, this 4x4. Create an array list for and save each element of that layer in it, but order matters. So how to decide clockwise or anti-clockwise. So what if I start my rows from, for row 0 I add 1 2 3 4 and my column starts at 4. I only want these edge elements. So for int how do we get, so if let's say if I start 0 0, then I go to 0 1, I get all, this is the regular row and column, I get this, then the next pointer is at 1, but I don't want 1 after 8. After 8 I want 12, then 16, then 15, right? So after 8, what should my condition be for the second row? Column, for each row I add elements. So for row 2 I don't want to add 1. Number of loops are, if there is 4, okay, let's think about, if there's 4 rows, number of loops will be row divided by 2, right? 2 loops, 2 layers. If there is, so then I have number of layers is 2 divided by 2, right? So if there's 4, column divided by number of columns, 1 2 3 4 columns, and there's always column divided by 2. That's correct. So and column must be less than so I have another loop for, okay, let's think. I'm not gonna ask for answer, but let's say if you're on the right track. This be, so far this is what I have thought. Right now I am stuck at how to access each layer elements in the order to save it to an array list. Of each layer is defined by 4 boundaries. Top layer equals to layer, bottom equals to, left equals to layer, right equals to n minus 1. So for layer 0 that's the outer ring, for layer 1 that's the next inner ring. Since rotation is counterclockwise, we should extract elements in the same layer, walk like, for one layer we have to walk left column top to bottom, and then bottom row, the full, no, okay, so the whole left top bottom should be under a loop for here. Okay, so that part is corrected. Okay, so what we do is we get the number of layers. Okay, let's see. Okay, so first part is this, right? Number of, it's not column, it is minimum of column comma row. Okay, so first let me have integer m equals to grid dot length, right? Integer n equals to grid bracket 0 dot length, and integer layers equals to math dot minimum of n comma whatever is minimum, this divided by 2, and then for teacher layer equals to 0, layer must be less than layers, and layer plus plus. Let me rename it properly. Number of layers must be less than number of layers. So what do? I need to decide boundaries, right? So we decide teacher top equals to layer, and teacher left is also equal to a layer number, right? And in teacher bottom equals to what is the bottom? Layer minus what? So we have the layer here, so we get this layer. Top is equal to layer, left is also layer, bottom is m minus 1 minus layer. So if it's layer, so I have two layers here, right? So first we get m minus 1, that is this, and then for layer 2 I get m minus 1, m minus equals to, yeah, equals to bottom is equal to, is it m or n? I want to get this, so that is this index. I'm talking about number of rows, equal to m minus layer, m minus 1 minus layer, integer right equals to n minus 1 number of columns minus 1 minus layer, right? Just to confirm. So m minus bottom is okay. Now, so we got the boundaries. Okay, now what do we do? So so we have to loop the top first. Layer equals to 0 and 0 comma top to left, right? Top to, first have to go top to bottom, right? That isn't that what we decided? We have to go top to bottom. Okay, rotation we should also, so top to bottom, right? Okay, so how will we go from top to bottom? For teacher r equals to top, r must be less than equal to bottom, and r plus plus, right? So we should have something called, so let me have an integer array grid equals to new array. Is that correct, or should I have a list of integer? Yeah, list of teacher, right? So decide the boundaries. Okay, for we have to go counter clockwise. We go top to bottom, then top to bot, then bottom to right, then bottom right to top right, and then top right to top left, right, for teacher. R equals to top, R must be less than, we do. Oh, is everyone great? So let me rename it to teacher. What's the good renaming thing I should do? I should have something called values. Right, so I should have something called values dot add grid of what? Grid bracket top and bottom, but or must be. So what is bottom here? Bottom is m number of, so 0 to 1 2 3 4 5 6, 0 to 5, right? Because I am having 5, m is 6 minus 1 5, so 0 to 5, top to bottom, right? And then so we go from, for bottom is 5, right? So now we have to do for integer equals to bottom 5. We are at 5, bottom is 5, and then r must be greater than r equals to bottom, for r equals to grid bracket r equals to 0, and r equals to 1, and r must be less than, I have to go up till 0 1 2 3 4, bottom is must be less than left, oh no, left is, top is layer, left is right, sorry, r must be less than right, and r plus plus value of right is 1 2 3 4 4 3, so r equals to 1, r must be less than 3, so r plus plus, and what do we add? We add values dot add grid of, we are at what? Bottom bracket right, so we go bottom is 5, bottom equals to 5, right? 0, so we go from grid bracket 5 bracket 1, because we already added this, and we add up till here, bracket equal to less than equal to right, oh sorry, so I add all the bottom now, then I have to go from, and then again for teacher r equals to bottom minus 1, right? So we are at here, I want to start from 4 up till r equals to bottom, and then r must be greater than r must be greater than equal r must be greater than top, r is greater than top, and r minus minus, right? Since, so we are going from 5 minus 1 4, layer is still, top is still layer 0, right? 4 must be greater than top, so I go 4 3 2 1, so, and then values dot add grid bracket bottom and r. Right, so bottom is, sorry, r and bottom. So what is this? This is m comma n. What is constant here? N is constant, so r, it is r is 4 comma bottom. What is bottom is 4. So we have 4 comma 4, that would be this, 3 comma 4, 2 comma 4, 1 comma 4, 0 comma 4 is greater than equal to, and then we go from for integer r equals to, I'm at the right side. What is right? R equals to, r is at the right, and the right must be, r should be, while r is, right is at 4, sorry. Put it right -1 because I want to start at 1 point inside. Right. So I've already added this corner. And r must be greater than equal to, r must be greater than top, and r must be greater than left. Right, I'm going from right to left. R must be greater than left, and r plus plus, or r minus minus, right? And what I'm doing values dot add what? Adding grid of what is changing, something brackets something. So what will I add here? Going from right to left, right? So I'm at 0 comma 4, so I will do left and r. Right, so r is changing, r is 4, and it should be greater than left, which is 0. It stops at 1, so it will be, left is 0 comma 1. That would be the last thing. Is this correct? Oh, so r equals to top, r bracket, no, it should be r bracket left, yes, integer c, left plus 1, left plus 1, and r must be less than equal to right, bottom comma r. Should be for integer r equals to bottom minus 1, r should be greater than equal to top, r minus minus, value dot grid r comma right. So values dot add left and r, c equals to right minus 1, c must be greater than left of top and 2. It should be okay. So I'm missing some here. This is missing. Okay, so now what we have is okay, for each layer we have an array list. Okay, now what do we have to do? So given k is given, k equals to whatever the size of array list equals to values dot size modulus equals to k modulus values dot size. Now okay, so now we have to now change the array that order. Now let's given I have to move k times to the left. Xi moves to okay, so do this, then reduce the rotation. Shift is to this. Let's do I plus shift. And shift is I plus k modulus size. Okay. Oh, I see, yes. Okay, yes, that's correct. So we should not be overwriting k. Shift equals to okay. Teacher shift equals to k modulus size, right? Keeps k now. Rotation extracted. Shift is to counterclockwise the clear ways. Shift is to okay. So we create a new integer array rotated equals to new integer array of size, integer array of values dot size of values dot size, then integer I equals to 0, is k divided by k modulus number of elements equals to number of elements equals to 0, I must be less than number of elements and I plus plus. What do? Rotated dot add values dot get shift plus I modulus. YV modulus size again. Our shift is already modulus. These okay, so it should be values dot get I plus shift modulus number of elements, right? And now no. You add the elements back to override the elements, right? Just to grid dot add rotated off. Oh, does he? Okay, so we do. Okay, so right now I have the rotated elements for okay, so now how do we add it back? So we have the list of elements, so grid bracket at least would add that, right? Now to reverse it, grid bracket for r equals to top, so it should be grid minus c grid bracket left equals to rotated bracket rotated grid bracket r, so top is 0 comma 0 equals rotated bracket 0 bracket, so it's back. Yes. So we need to create an index integer index equals to 0, index plus plus equals to rotated of index plus plus equals to rotated of x plus plus, and then good equals to rotated of idx plus plus. And then we do return grid. So what did we do wrong? We did we wrote rotated.add values.get. So what did we do here? We created an integer array. So it should be rotated bracket I equals to yes. Values dot get should be values dot get plus shift. Yeah, I think this is correct, right? Okay. Left rotation, so more clearly. Go to values dot get. So we are doing it the wrong rotation. So we are doing. We have to get it from the back. So values dot get I plus number of elements minus shift. Okay, then that feels a lot redundant. Lists should index it. So alright guys, I'll see you tomorrow.